All right, welcome back to another episode of the Lose the Cape podcast, where we interview awesome women, mothers, not mothers, all of us working together here to create a better world for women in general. Today, we are really excited to bring you Orian Talmay of Orion's Method. She is a transformation coach, love and relationship expert, and an international speaker. She works with successful high achievers and helps them unleash their feminine power and become a magnet for conscious relationships and love. Ooh, I stumbled. She's the founder of Orion's Method and the host of the popular podcast Stellar Life. She helps women increase their energy level, develop a sexy confidence, ignite their passion, and discover a sense of freedom, ease, and flow. And I tell you, I feel more energetic just reading her bio. So I can't wait to see what happens when we actually start talking. We couldn't have a better day to interview you because both of us are like down in the dumps.
Oh no.
Aubrey's been sick with the stomach bug, and I've just had like a bad week. So
I know my week my week wasn't that great.
I see your cast on your arm. That's not
good. Yeah, I
good.
have a cast on my arm, but see, it was so depressing to break my wrist that I decided to use my feminine genius, which creativity is part of your feminine genius. To make myself feel better. So I put all kinds of symbolism to make it beautiful. I put the phoenix rising from our own ashes. And, it was such a blessing because we always feel like we need to achieve so much, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes we don't allow ourselves the little moments to just sit and draw. I didn't draw since middle school. And it took breaking my wrist to just allow myself to sit down and nourish myself, nourish my soul. And it was so much fun. And so when we go through hard times, we sometimes forget to take care of ourselves. And that's what we're going to talk about today. How we consciously find the time to nourish ourselves, to allow ourselves to feel juicy, sexy, and alive, even though...
Did you say juicy?
Yes.
I love it. Let's get there. I'm ready to feel juicy, sexy, and alive.
I have to put some lipstick on to achieve that.
We're going to have to up our game here, Aubrey.
Yes. The hustle on my pants must not be doing it.
Oh my
goodness. Sexy.
I'm not a mom yet, but I admire moms, and I see my girlfriends that are running around like crazy, taking care of the toddlers and trying to make sense of life. And I can't even imagine what they're going through. And even though I'm not a mom yet, I did help many moms find some balance and still some moments during the day to connect to themselves, because you deserve it and you're worth it and you're more than, it's like, I feel like moms take the identity of a mom. I am a mom and that's it. And you are you're more than that. You're unlimited. You're more than a mom. You're more than an entrepreneur. You're more than somebody who needs to prove herself to the world. Like, I must be the best mom and the best businesswoman and the best this and the best that. And sometimes just steal those moments, because it feels like there is a guilt trip going on where you almost feel like you need to steal those moments for yourself to take care of yourself. But it's really important.
It is really hard. And I know, especially when you have really small children, it's almost impossible to find. And one of the questions we always ask moms when we interview moms on the show is what they do to get me time, because we feel it's so important to have self-care, self-love, and time for yourself. And it's really hard to find the time to do that with really little ones. Luckily, our kids are starting to get a little bit older, but neither of us have teenagers yet. So we're kind of in that sweet spot where they're not needy all the time, but we're not worried about them doing drugs and, having rainbow parties.
Really, this is kind of like maybe the best time for us, because they're still little, but like you said, we're not worried about I don't know. I have a pre-Ker who comes home and tells me that she breaks up with her boyfriend because she can't play with him and Carson on the playground at the same time.
Oh.
So my worries may be a little bit different. But I'm looking at your website right now, and you are absolutely beautiful. So you definitely exude the sexy, juicy persona. So you definitely make me want to go put on a little black dress and sit on a red chair.
That's the point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go do that for yourself where nobody's even watching.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how did you decide to get into this line of work? What made you decide that female empowerment and energy and sexiness and all those kinds of things were what you wanted to help women achieve?
Yeah, because I was in an abusive relationship where it was really painful. I fell in love with a guy and got involved with him really quickly without knowing who he was. And I was head over heels, and then like he started with verbal abuse, and then the day he became physically abusive, I ended up in a hospital, and I was completely alone and shut down. And what predators do is they isolate you. So I was not in contact with my friends, even my best friends. I was detached from them. So I was completely alone, completely broken. I couldn't look at people in the eye. I was walking down the street looking down. I was drinking. I was just a shadow of myself. And then I wanted to find my power. So I did everything in my ability to find my power. And it started, I work on the physical level where I studied martial arts. Mm-hmm. I studied MMA and Aikido because I said, nobody can ever hurt me again. I want to be strong. And I became really dedicated to martial arts. And then for the spirit, I did some yoga, I did some dance. And it started with me even like watching little YouTube videos, funny YouTube videos, inspirational YouTube videos, reading a lot about the psychology of how can I improve my psychology? How can I get better? How can I get stronger? And so it was on the physical, spiritual, and mental level that the work that I was doing. And I became really, really strong. But my whole demeanor was super masculine. Like if you saw me walking in the room, I was like, I was really strong and really powerful and had this shield. And I couldn't understand why I can't have a relationship for more than 2-3 months. Because I wasn't like, I was the man in every relationship. I would emasculate every man around probably. And I just wanted to prove a point and I didn't want to be hurt. And so it took me going to a seminar and finding about femininity and having a breakthrough and understanding that there is a power inside of me that I'm not connecting to, and that my power as a woman is more than just this masculine power that the world is praising all the time, that there is an extra layer, there is a deeper essence, there is a power that I'm not using, I'm not connecting to. And I always saw vulnerability as weakness because I didn't want to get hurt. And then I learned to strengthen my vulnerability. I learned to strengthen my sensuality and my self-expression. And after I had that breakthrough, I was spraying by a little waterfall at the resort. And 48 hours after that, I met my soulmate. 9 days later, he proposed on a hot air balloon in Vegas. I said no. And then 9 months later, he proposed again. I said yes. And we got married 3 months ago in Costa Rica.
Yay.
Yes.
So this is why I want to help women, because I've been through the pain. I've been through the power struggle, the inner power struggle. I've been through the extreme masculine, and then I went through extreme feminine, and I understand that power that I think so many women, when they connect to their power, they feel beautiful. Mm-hmm. They, like, you ladies are so beautiful. You're so gorgeous. There's so much to you. And it just seems like there is, especially for mom, there is a part that is a little bit asleep and needs to be awakened.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I love it. So what is feminine power, and why, I mean, you kind of have alluded to this through what you were just telling us, but why do high achieving women in particular need to tap into the feminine power?
Okay, what do you think is feminine power?
Oh, look at her reversing that on you.
Oh no, putting me on the spot. Okay, Aubrey.
Oh, I know. I would just like when I hear that, I just think of like my red high heels and how I feel when I have them on. Like not the masculine power, but know that I could take down any man in the room when I have those heels on.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh
powerful.
my God, you couldn't say it better. Yeah. What do you think?
So I just think it's the way that I feel when I have completely embraced everything that makes me a woman, and but just like conquer it all. Like right now, I think I'm having a really, really good, feminine power moment in my life where I'm just kind of taking charge of everything and not letting stuff stand in my way and doing what I want to do while still caring for my children and rocking it.
Yeah.
No makeup at all.
Yeah, and you don't have to put makeup or high heels to feel it. Some women can connect to that power barefoot, and some people will wear high heels, and some people will wear a tutu to feel more sexy. You know, it doesn't matter what it is for you. But back to the question, like you said, I feel like I can take down anybody when I wear my high heels. And you take down, so there are two different martial arts that I studied. I studied MMA, which is like the cage fighting. It's like really attack, conquer, control. And then
I just have to interrupt you for a second here because our audience will not be seeing you. They will be listening to you. Y'all, she is this tiny little petite thing. Beautiful little petite thing. So that's why I'm laughing so hard when she says cage fighting.
Well, no, I wasn't in a cage, but
She's
yeah,
scrappy.
I'm trying to. and then there I studied Aikido, which is about, it's kind of like a circular movement where a little person can take down a bigger person just by using the other person's momentum and power and just redirecting their energy. And I feel like MMA can be a metaphor for the masculine, which is just go, attack, conquer, take, rawr. And Aikido is just like, it's like you said, you enter a room with high heels and let's say you're in a boardroom meeting and you come and you feel really juicy and you feel really sexy and the guys melt. You manipulate it, but you're using their own energy and you just play with their energy. You do whatever you want to them. And it's not about being only masculine or only feminine. I've been through both polarity, where I was extreme masculine and then extreme feminine. And it's not about that. You need both. We both are yin and yang. It's about finding the dance and not letting just one part dominate our life and being able to use both parts of ourselves. Because we women, the feminine power is such a gift. We mastered the masculine power because the world is all about masculine power. We mastered that. We are so good at that. And we tend to forget the other extra essence, beauty, goddess part of us that can just Aikido the whole world. And through a sense of ease, flow, creativity, laughter, being all scattered, being like, just being fun, flowy, and happy, you can achieve more. It's not about losing one part of you. It's about embracing that other part of you that might be a little bit asleep.
I love it.
That was great. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly is Orion's method then?
Well, Orion's method, because I started as a personal trainer back then, and I taught fitness, I taught group fitness, and I found out that the conversations that I was having with people was really transforming their lives, even as much or even more than the physical training. And so Orion's method, it's an acronym. O is open your heart. First, you want to come into a place of being ready, willing, and able to change and open your heart and being in that vulnerable sweet spot where you're not allowing. It's this strong, vulnerable place of awareness where you're allowing yourself to open your heart. And then R is releasing the past and returning to love. You release the baggage, you go through some forgiveness work, you release the hurt, the pain through somatic movement, because I believe on the working through the physical, mental, and spiritual. And it's all connected. So releasing through movement, releasing through visualizations, releasing through connecting to spirit, God, higher power. And then I is igniting your passion. That place that is that red chakra, that kundalini energy. Allow that energy to flow through your body and revive you almost, and connect to it with acceptance, without blame or shame or guilt, and integrate it with who you are, without trying to hide that part of you, because everything that you are is perfect, the good, the bad, the darkness, the light. I do a lot of shadow work where it's all about embracing all parts of you, because when you embrace and accept all parts of you, they're not in the way. You can use them instead of being in a constant internal fight with those parts. O is to own that power. The moment she is awakened and you're like, oh my God, I'm so sexy. Wow. I am so powerful. Wow. I'm too much. I'm taking too much space, which is what women tend to do. It's not wrong. It's just understanding that you can own that part of yourself, that you can own your power, all your power, and the world will adjust to you. You don't need to adjust yourself to the world. And then N is nourish. You want to nourish your body, mind, and spirit. You want to take care of your physical health, move, do yoga, do strength training, eat well, eat superfoods, take care of your hormonal balance, take care of everything that's matter, take care of your spirit. So that's my method. It's very holistic. I think when I work with people, I just go wherever they need, whatever the void is in their life, and we work on that. But I look at the person as a whole. It's not only your body, it's not only your spirit. For women, it's also their sensual, sexual part that needs to be embraced, healed, awakened.
So some of our listeners may find this a little bit woo. Alexa and I are totally into it though. And I feel like the own it part, like I will get that. And I'm like, yeah, I'm too sexy for my britches. And, I'll start putting it out there, and then I will definitely adjust, because people will be like, what is she doing? Like, what does she mean? She's putting it out into the world and it's going to come back to her. So I adjust down to my surroundings. If you had one tip for me to stop doing that, what would it be?
Courage.
Okay.
Courage to allow yourself
just to keep
just
going.
keep doing it, because if we keep adjusting ourselves to others, we go down to I'm sorry if I hurt anybody, we go down to their level, and then we're not, we can't grow being. It's like, I believe in exchanging versions of ourselves. Like our whole life, there is a constant transformation. We become more of who we are. We exchange versions. We become bigger, stronger. It's just as when you're successful, people are afraid of success, because the moment you're successful, you're going to polarize people. Some people are going to love you completely, and some people are going to trash you. The more successful you are, the more you're going to polarize. The more haters you're going to have, the more trolls online you're going to have. The stronger you are, the bigger you are, the more successful you are, you're going to polarize. And that's the same thing with your sensuality. But you know what? Those people that are on a lower vibration, that cannot be your match, served a role in your life. They were good, they served a role, and now it's time to connect with people of higher vibration. As you go up the ladder of transformation and spirituality and expansion. The right people will stay with you. The new, more evolved people will show into your life. And the people that cannot handle it, it's not necessarily that you're going to cut them out of your life. It's just that they're not going to be so dominant in your life. It takes courage.
Yeah.
And when I say sensuality, it's not about, showing off with a push-up bra and corsets to it's about you embracing that power even on your own, even when you take 5 minutes to, when the kids are asleep or before they wake up, to put on a nice sexy song and start moving and feeling your body, and you awaken that power for yourself, not for others. You don't have to really, show it off. And if somebody have a problem with you wearing a lipstick and high heels, do you really want them in your life?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's it's funny. It's funny that you say that, because last night I had some of my girlfriends over for dinner and wine, and we were talking about me, because I've been going through some changes, so some life changes, and that sounds really funny. There's a lot of doors that could open, but
right.
We were talking about people in our lives that don't really get us or something like that. And basically I just told them that about a year ago, when I decided to start pulling the people out of my life that were having too big of an impact on me, but were so negative, and like letting go of those people and surrounding myself with people that are higher vibe and much more, positive and things like that. Like, I feel so different. I feel just completely different, completely lighter, and it's amazing. So I agree to get rid of the low vibe, add the high vibe. I wanted to ask you though, you said something about you do a lot of shadow work with people. What do you mean by shadow work?
Shadow work is so there are a part of me that I'm not proud of. There are negative traits of myself that I'm not really thrilled to reveal to the world, or I'm especially today on social media, we're all so perfect. Everybody has the perfect family. Everybody are perfectly spiritual and conscious. Everybody's so perfect. Oh my God. On social media.
Add me as a friend on Facebook.
Yeah,
We'll find out real fast.
You'll see imperfection.
Yes.
And that being me too.
Yeah, and it's like, what I learned is that some of the most successful entrepreneurs are so successful because they are more authentic. They do share more from the heart, and I feel like the right people are gravitating more for that truth of who you are. And a part of this truth is to admit when you're failing. Is to admit when you're angry. Is to admit when you did something wrong. And you don't have to just shout it out on social media, just for yourself, like connecting. I do some visualization work and hypnotic work where we connect to that version of yourself that you might be ashamed of, that you don't like, and you just embrace her as a little girl. You embrace her and you tell her that you love her and she's a part of you, and that's okay. Because when we made mistakes in our lives, every time we made a mistake, it's not about judging ourselves. We did the best we knew how to do at that time, at that moment. This is the best we could have done. We couldn't have done better. And then we learn from our mistakes and we evolve. If I look back at the Orion that got attached to an abuser and allow him to trash her and say many bad things to her, so much so that she started to believe in it and really brought her down. If I look at that version of myself and I hate her and judge her, and how could I do it, and who was I, and I don't accept her, I won't be able to move on. It's about taking that part of you, loving her, forgiving her, knowing that she's going to make more mistakes. Mm-hmm. And it's okay, because now I look back, when I'm embracing that part of myself, I look back on that night in the hospital when I was super alone and in pain, and I look back and it was my greatest gift. I wasn't able to see it as a gift at that moment. Just like now, like years down the road, I look back at that moment, I'm like, wow, what a gift. If I didn't have that moment, I wouldn't go on that healing journey. I wouldn't learn about my sexy, juicy, and alive part. I wouldn't help women shine. I wouldn't shine myself. I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't find the man of my dream. I wouldn't have the life that I have today. And so that's my shadow. And my shadow helps me. When I embrace my shadow, it helps me move on and evolve.
I love that.
Yeah. So even though it's dark, it's there for a reason.
Yeah, it's just like everything is dark. I mean, we are everything. We're dark and we're light. We're good and we're bad. We're mean and we're loving. We're angry and we're peaceful. And when you see yourself as a whole, it's less inner conflict and more, it's a sense of freedom to be in your full expression. Like, yeah, I love red heels. Sue me. I love dancing and shaking my hips. Sue me. That's just a part of me.
Yeah.
Because when you accept yourself totally, you don't care about what other people say. They should do their own work accepting themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Do you work one-on-one in person, or is this all like courses, or how do you offer this to women?
Currently it's one-on-one. I do want to have a workshop this year. Sometimes I do little workshops, but I want to do like a 3-day seminar this year about awakening the inner goddess and helping women shine. Yeah, I have a Facebook group where I did a 7-day challenge where you awaken your inner goddess in 15 minutes or less. And every day the ladies did some exercises to connect to that true power. And so we built a really beautiful Facebook group. It's called Awaken Your Inner Goddess 7-Day Challenge. And so I communicate with my ladies there. Sometimes I do webinars. But right now it's mostly one-on-one. And I have my podcast, Stellar Life.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that before we talk about the podcast, though. Is the 7-day challenge something that's still available on your website, or was that just a one-time?
It was a one-time. It just started. It was an experiment, and I was blown away by the response and the breakthrough that women had. Mm-hmm. Even this morning, I was sometimes asking questions, and this morning the question was, I was showing my cast and I was talking about, wow, I started drawing because I broke my wrist. What was a place in your life where it was you went through a hard time and then it became a gift? And just the answers and the openness of the ladies in the group is so beautiful, inspiring thing for me, because I get as much out of coaching and helping others as they get out of the coaching. Because when you give, you get so much.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk about the podcast then. The name of it is again?
Stellar Life.
Stellar Life. Very
because
nice.
My name is Orion, and then Stellar, you get it?
I get it. Orion happens to be my favorite constellation, by the way. Yay. Probably because I can identify it every time I see it. But no, I've loved Orion ever since I was a little girl. All right, so tell us about your podcast. Do you do guests? Do you do solo shows? How's it work?
Yeah, my podcast is interviews with guests. Stellar Life is not my niche. It's not only about women and only about women empowerment. I just do it because I like to interview people that are amazing and learn from them and share stuff that I've learned. I travel a lot. Probably traveled over 35 countries, and I studied from the best in the world. And I go to 2 seminars per month.
Wow.
Tomorrow I'm going to a seminar. So I rub shoulders with a lot of amazing people. Mm-hmm. And so my podcast is about everything that makes your life stellar. Anything from biohacking, like I interviewed Dave Asprey, spiritual awareness. I interviewed Dr. Demartini from The Secret, relationship. I interviewed John Gray from Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, etc., etc. Alison Armstrong. So I just interview people that I think will give a lot of value to my listeners. And my listeners are men and women. Mm-hmm. I think more women than men, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a great podcast. I'll be adding that to my list.
Yeah, so it's stellarlifepodcast.com.
Okay, cool. Oh, goodness.
I read in our show notes that you were a student of Tony Robbins. Tell us a little bit about that, because I love him.
Tony is the bomb. Tony is amazing. Yeah. I learned.
Was that at the beginning of your journey, or was that once you kind of?
It was, I guess, closer to the beginning, but not the beginning. I did work before I met him. I love Tony. I did his whole Mastery University. I did a lot of self-development. I walked on fire 3 times. I walked on glass. I broke an arrow in my throat. I broke boards. Every seminar they offer something different.
Why? Why? Now, do we have to do all of those things to get in touch with our inner goddess? Because I might just have to be okay with not being a goddess.
No, you don't have to do anything you don't want. No, for me at that point in my life, walking on fire, the idea behind doing those things that seem impossible is that, oh my God, if I'm able to get over the fear of walking on hot coals and survive, what else can I do in the world? Mm-hmm. My least favorite was breaking an arrow in my neck.
Yeah, no.
It was not fun. Walking on hot coals is not a big deal. Just feels like a big deal. Mm-hmm. Your face is so precious.
I know. I'm just because I'm like, huh? Well, I'm thinking, I live in Central Texas, and it gets pretty hot here in the summer, and I've walked across the rocks.
Yeah, the pavement and the rocks. I think we've done our fair share of walking on hot coals.
I'm like halfway there to.
But Tony does some kind of a meditation, hypnotic meditation before that, and you're in the energy, and you give a command to your feet to feel cool. There is a technique and a way to do it properly, and I even volunteered in one of the seminars, and we had a wellness area, and out of 5,000 people, after the fire walk, we had only 2 people that were injured. One was just like freaking out, and one had a blister.
Wow.
I mean, some people, obviously, if you're not following the direction and you're starting to run on the coals instead of walking real slowly the way he guides you, yes, you can get hurt, but most people don't.
So I have to go back to this breaking an arrow in your throat and your neck thingy. Tell us about that, because I've never even heard of that. I've heard of walking on coals, but what is this?
It just seems like it's another version of the fire walk where, if I can break a board or if I can break an arrow, I can do whatever. I don't even remember which seminar it was. I don't remember which one it was. But it wasn't fun. I would not recommend it. I don't like it. It just felt like it didn't feel very nice.
So, were you like stabbing yourself with the arrow?
No. Yeah.
This is what I'm imagining.
Constantly stabbing myself over and over until I bled completely. No.
I was like, what kind of a woo-woo thing are they teaching where you can steal your neck so that you can stab yourself with an arrow and not get injured?
No, you don't. Somebody's holding the arrow on one side, and they place the arrow on your neck, and then you just walk into that person and the arrow breaks.
Okay.
I think it's just physically possible, and there is a reason why it's possible. It just seems impossible.
Right.
It's all about psychology. I don't think people will do seminars and have people walk on glass or walk on fire or break arrows if it wasn't somewhat safe.
Right.
Yeah, they would be sued.
Yeah, it's really amazing what your body can do and what your mind can do for your body. But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy stuff.
So you could start out small, like running. Like I work out, like lifting weights, but my mind stops.
We're really going to push our limit. We are going to go for a jog.
I'm going to go. After about 3/4 of a mile, I'm like, running is stupid, But if I change my mindset.
Well, what do you want? Why are you running?
Because I like to physically keep myself in shape.
Okay.
And the running is part of our workout, like our warm up. And then, but I always look at our lady who runs it, and I'm like, I hate running.
Oh my God, I hate running too. I don't.
But it's a group, and there are a lot of women in there who need to lose weight. So the running is what they kind of need to do, and I'm just in it for the weightlifting.
But also running is good for you because the heart is a muscle, and when you run, you just expand that muscle. You get stronger.
No, it's totally good for you. I just
maybe you can dance instead of run.
Yeah, I'll be the only one dancing.
I can do so much cardio when I'm dancing, but running, oh God, I get so bored.
Yeah.
Plus, it depends on your body type because there are slow twitch muscles and fast twitch muscles. I am more of a slow twitch muscle, which is an explosive power. It's more like a sprinter, short duration, explosive, and then rest. And people that have a slow twitch muscle can run forever, and it's easy for them. So if you have slow twitch, and you can adjust your body to become more of low twitch or fast twitch, but it's like changing your nature. So you want to do stuff that are more aligned with your nature.
Yeah, I'm definitely a sprinter. I mean, I grew running track.
So for you, running is like, for my sister who's I guess slow twitch fast twitch muscles, she loves to run. That's a blissful activity for her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. I want to line up next to somebody and beat them. Like I want to go fast, But when we have to do that long distance stuff, I'm like, y'all just go on. I'll catch up.
Oh my gosh. Well, before we wrap this episode up, I would just really like to know what your best 1, 2, 3, however many tips are to help women, and since our audience is largely moms, working moms, to help us find our energy and our what can we do to get that sensual and that energy and all that good jazz?
Good. The first thing will be awareness and intention. You put the intention of creating that change in you. Right now, we already planted the seed in your minds and in the audience mind that there is a place for your goddess to be awakened. So that's already creating awareness, whether you like it or not. So it's now up to you to take action, because knowledge is great, but implemented knowledge is power when you implement what you know. So even if you're a busy mom, I don't know, you tell me, do you have 5 or 15 minutes a day to take care of yourself?
Oh, I'm sure if I wanted to, I could find it.
So you just find it, even if you need to wake up earlier before the kids are waking up. And I know that moms don't get much sleep. And connecting to your center and connecting to yourself and to self-love and gratitude it's going to affect your whole day. It's almost like it's not an option. You got to take care of yourself and be centered. If you want to be a better mom, you better take care of yourself. Because when you're taking care of yourself, you are a better mom. I mean, we think that if we're going to sacrifice everything for everybody else, we're going to be better. But it's like being on an airplane. They tell you to put your own oxygen mask on first before you help others. So taking that 5 to 15 minutes a day as like putting your own oxygen mask. You can even go on YouTube, learn some breathing technique. Breathing is life. Just take time in the morning to breathe, connect. You can learn some tantric breathing, connecting to that red chakra, that essence, that sensual part of you, allowing that energy to come up. Like I said, you can take 5 minutes to dance on your own, put a sexy song, a sad song, an angry song, whatever song you need at that moment, and allow yourself, your emotions to be expressed where nobody's there to judge you. Or you can do it with a girlfriend that doesn't judge you, and you just dance together and move slowly and sensually and feel your body. Experiment with fun lingerie just for yourself. It's okay. Why not? You don't have to be a good girl. It's boring to be a good girl.
I love it.
Allow yourself to be a bad girl. Allow yourself that a few times during the day to be a bad, or during the week, or during the month to be a bad girl, or do stuff that are a little bit of taboo, or you're still going to be a good mom if you're going to take care of your sensual part. It has nothing to do. And if you have daughters, you're going to teach them what sensual power is. Mm-hmm. You're going to teach them that they can be safe in their sensuality, and without feeling blame or shame or guilt. I believe in positive affirmations, in writing down, in gratitude, in connecting to gratitude, because when you connect to gratitude, you elevate your state, and you produce more serotonin and endorphins, and you can't be in a place of fear and a place of love at the same time. You're either in fear or in love. When you connect to love, you dissolve fear. Yeah.
Those are such good tips.
Great tips.
I want to say that you should totally start a podcast that is just like this type of stuff, because your voice is so soothing. Like I swear I just felt myself go to another plane. I was just like in that moment of Zen. So you should do affirmations and all good stuff like that. What's it called? Meditations.
Because the ones on YouTube, it's always a man, and he has a funny voice, and
it's usually British, right? When you go on YouTube, really calm down, lovely.
Yes.
Let's have a cup of tea and go deep into your subconscious mind.
Yes, and that's you know who I'm talking about. So yes, do that for me.
I think there's one guy that dominates all YouTube when it comes to hypnosis.
Yeah, that one.
You can hypnotize me any day.
Yeah.
That was really great. Okay, so one more time, tell people where they can find you.
Okay, go to Orion at Orion. No, that's my email. Well, go to orionsmethod.com, and you can, if you're a mom looking for love, you can also download my book, How to Find a Real Man. There are still real men out there. How to Become a Love Magnet. It's orionsmethod.com/ignite. You can download that book. You can just come to my website, orionsmethod.com, and listen to my podcast, www.stellarlifepodcast.com.
Listen to that podcasting voice.
Awesome. Love it.
Thank you so much. This was really enlightening.
It was really fun. Thank you.
Yes.
I love you guys.
Thanks, Orion.
You're
Have
awesome.
a great day.
Thank you so much.